5 days flying fishing trip. Welcome everybody. Rob Bravanchy here from NoBS Photo Success. Something's not right? What's not right?
Oh, sorry. I knew the air was different somehow.
Hey, we're not on a tripod today. We got our handheld, voice-activated tripod.
We rented a hand.
We rented a hand.
Here.
Hey, don't swing it around so much, man. It's all good.
Training the hand is so hard to do. Talk to the head.
Talk to the hand.
All right.
So we're going to get started with this week's NoBsTeeVee episode. This is James Hodgins, also co-founder of NoBS Photo Success, back from his 5 days.
5 days fishing.
5 days. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Actually, you know what? Why don't you tell us about that? Talk about, you had an interview too. Totally not related, but related to photography.
I got an interview. It seems that on one of my YouTube videos, my dancing skills paid off. And
McDonald's is hiring.
They want me with Dancing in the Stars, Canada now. No, I had an interview today for my fishing forum. You know, I started a fishing forum. It's one of my passions. So you know what? If you're passionate about something, you dive right into it, just like we did with the photography. And the local community is starting to pick up on it. And I had an interview for one of the local. It's going to be a local tourism book. So it's a quick little editorial about my fishing site and how it's attracting people in the community to get out.
That's really cool. How many members?
On that site, I think we're up to 200 and something now.
Now that's a niche, right?
We get them every day. We get them every day.
So, well, anyways, that's cool that you're being interviewed in a media that is actually tied in, because it's tourism.
Yep.
It's like if you were being interviewed for like Crocheting Weekly.
As a matter of fact, just last week.
It wouldn't really put the, you know, I mean, really. So.
Yeah.
This is really good. Now we weren't going to talk about this, but you know, I'm like, hey, this applies to photography because have you been interviewed for photography?
Yes, I have.
Big media.
Yeah, all medium. Actually, we've been interviewed via TV, radio, newspaper. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
You know.
Which means
I don't know.
publicity. When you get that kind of publicity.
Publicity's always, and that's what I'm hoping with this. You know, people are going to read this and then they're going to check out the site and it's just going to grow, right?
So if you're getting that kind of publicity, man, big media, it's like, here's my point. You've got like word of mouth publicity, which is one person talking to one person. It's very, very credible. Yeah. Okay, but when you magnify it times the media, you're getting like lots of bang for your buck. And the best part is,
it's free.
Cost you any money?
Nope. And they approached me.
They didn't send you an invoice, say here, it cost you...
No, and I would gladly pay if they sat there and said, hey, we're going to charge you this much. Yeah, okay. But
you were on TV before, too, for some of the promotion you did for your photography studio.
And the firefighter calendar.
What would that cost if you had to pay for it? Thousands.
For what I got with some of the stuff, yeah, thousands and thousands of dollars.
So publicity.
Which comes back to... You know what? It'll come back. Actually, no. We'll talk about this when we get
publicity
to
is good.
And how to get free publicity. We've talked about it in the past, and we'll mention on it later in this. So what do you got there? I've seen something like that.
I had this printed up. I mentioned this before. I'm doing this midwives panel. Ooh. So what I had done was I pitched the midwives last year. I said, let's have all your families come in. Instead of trying to do one group shot, we're going to get all the families coming in on at their own convenience. And we'll do, I called it a yearbook. And I said, we'll make a panorama. Now, it's not really working out because this is small. This is 36 inches. So I think I have to go at least 70 inches. I say it's not working out. I don't know. It's not what I thought it would be.
I think you should go big. I think you need this, like, 70 inches min. This
awesome. By the way, is just a test. So I printed this out at Costco, $9.99 for a 12 by 36.
I'm looking at all these kids with people with babies, and I photographed their weddings.
All of them?
No, not all of them. Them.
So babies, weddings, babies, families. This is a good target audience too. So, anyways, that's where I'm at with that. And if you've tuned in to other episodes in the past, we've talked about.
Now, didn't the last one you had it kind of like in behind and up? Yeah. This looks much nicer as a panel.
This is version 2.
This is really clean. This is really nice.
We have an employee, and I'm going to talk about finding employees in a minute. But we had more of a, like, you know, it was like 24 by 36, but it was jumbled. It was like, where's Waldo, you know?
No, this is cool. This is why it needs to go very big.
And by the way, these are all shot individually, and I just used CS4.
Okay, because I thought maybe it was all one shot.
You know CS4, not the Magic Wand, but it's in the Magic Wand. It's called a Quick Select. Yep. It's amazingly fast. Quick Select in Photoshop. Hold on. Is there somebody here? I thought I heard some voices. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, we have a visitor. He's as quiet as a mouse.
The
All right.
homeless guy came
We'll
in
be-
again. We'll get you some coffee and donuts.
We'll be
in a
right
second.
there. We're just finishing off our NoBsTeeVee episode here. So yeah, that's it there. And I'm going to bring this to the actual midwifery clinic and show it to the ladies and get some ideas, keep the dialogue going, and talk some more about it. Hopefully they get excited. Now what I think is going to happen is next year we're going to have twice as many participants because this now they see it and they're going to be all excited.
It's
and
very
wanna get
classy.
it.
It's very classy looking. I like how even it's all color coordinated with clothing.
Yeah, we asked them specifically. They all got a letter saying, you know, wear white with jeans.
So you sent that letter to them? Or
Well,
they did? You
I
wrote it
brought
up?
in copies. The
Yeah.
midwives actually gave
So-
everybody a copy and emailed everybody.
So that just
and-
goes to show you're educating your client before the shoots, so they're not showing up and it's like, oh man, right? That's
So
good.
there you go.
That's nice.
And it makes a good self-defense weapon. Hey, where are we? Envelope!
Yeah, so you know, we're talking about marketing pieces and stuff like that, and I read somewhere, I think it was an Outrageous Advertising by Bill Glazer,
Bill Glazer.
and
Outrageous
which is a great book if you're ever
Awesome
thinking
book.
of looking how to do sales letters and stuff like that. Outrageous Advertising. by Bill
Amazon.
Glazer. And one thing he sent was empty space is useless space, right? An envelope. So, you know, now I know, like we've mentioned it before, like 5000cards.com, now they do full 8.5 by 11 envelopes and you can put whatever you want on there. You know, so if you're shipping off prints and you don't want to use boxes, or you're shipping off price lists or information, you know, why not customize an envelope to your business and put as much information on there as possible? Unfortunately, they don't do the back, they only do the front, but
So
hey,
how are you going to resolve that?
what's that? Nothing. You know what? I'd
What's
probably
this
just, this is to put the address. I got a blank spot here to put the company's address.
Good thing you
Stuff like
found that.
Yeah, I know, right? Because otherwise black ink, I tried the first one, black ink on here, it didn't show up at all. So the second version I made an actual.
I guess if you had to, you could use a sticky label too.
I've done that before, sticky label. I just figured it was easier.
That's
than that.
awesome.
What I do is I do put a sticky label on the back with my return address.
So this goes out to which target market?
This
Let me guess. Let me guess.
Babies.
This is
This
boudoir.
goes to babies.
Babies. Okay, I could have sworn it was boudoir. Can you guys guess? Can you guess?
But the whole point is, you know, why not make all your marketing materials and fill them up, right? Don't just send a blank envelope with the name and address. And
Mining,
ship it to-
industrial, photography. You got your website on there.
This one didn't come out. I had a little important
That's
information
kind of cool, though.
enclosed, you know.
It's just like you can see he's got a copy doodles there in the bottom. It
Copy
says
doodles. That's another thing that's really great.
Important-
Copy doodles. If you look up
important
copy doodles
information.
and Google, what it is they're
Fonts.
they're pre-designed fonts, like, you know, like Act Now, and you just you open it up and you drag it onto your marketing piece in red and white or whatever.
Handwriting.
It's all handwritten. Act Now, on sale now, hot, hot, hot. There's hundreds of them, and we bought them a few years ago, and I use them all the time, and it's great. It's great information.
All right, we'll talk about
All right.
employees. I mentioned this last week. I have a monthly mastermind meeting of which James is a part of, but he wasn't there. He was really busy doing
Shoot.
commercials, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there good money in
I
that?
had a shoot. It's okay.
He's just saying that.
You know what? It's a tough.
Ka-ching!
It's a tough nut. It's a tough nut to crack.
Tough nut to crack.
I've been at it for 5
I'm
years
not
now.
interested in doing this stuff, man. There's no way because it's not
Dirty.
my environment.
It's very dirty.
It's loud, it's dirty, and
The equipment takes a. Actually, I got to replace my cameras now. They're pretty well done.
anyway, we were talking in our mastermind, and somebody was talking about employees, and I think it was Michael Blinn. I previously told him, I said, you should be having every 1 day a week, at least, well, even if you have to go 20 minutes, an employee meeting. What do you call it? You know,
Yeah, conference meeting.
a meeting
get
with
there.
your staff, a staff meeting.
We have that with NoBS.
And he started doing that. And it's just like one of the most powerful things you can do. And I don't care if you've got one employee or a part-timer. It's a really good practice to get into. Talk about strategies, you talk about
I do that
issues.
because my wife's my employee, so I sit her down. I look her straight in the eye. Straight in the eye.
And I say, babe! If you want to know what we're talking about right there, YouTube, Google, Keys, and
Keys and Lane? Lane and
I know.
Keys?
it's
Peel,
funny.
like,
Peel and Keys.
Peel and Keys.
P-E-E-L-E and Keys. And it's called I Said Beach. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's-
You'll see
it's
yourself
funny.
laughing.
It's fine.
So anyways, somebody was looking for an employee because they were all worried, maternity leave, losing employees, yada, yada, yada. I said, here's what I used to do in my studio. You know, we've sized our studio down so we don't have an employee as much as we used to. We used to have like 1.5. Whoa. But anyways,
Like just like a half
half
a
a
person.
person. What I used to do is I used to put in the local newspaper a headline. Are you interested in working in a photography studio? looking for an energetic, enthusiastic person, sort of that kind of thing. But here's the key thing I put, and this is the strategy I think that really is awesome and it counts. Send in, fax in a one-page handwritten letter if you're interested. And that was it. So what did that mean? That meant if anybody faxed in a resume, sorry.
I was there. It would come out. It would come out of the fax
That's
machine.
what you used to work for,
and
right?
it was like crumpled up.
My
in
wife,
the garbage
my wife used
instantly.
to throw it in the garbage.
Now why? Why would she throw that in?
They obviously can't follow directions.
Exactly.
So we were, you know, and those who are going to go through the steps of actually faxing and handwriting means they were more qualified. Okay, if some people would actually call us and go, I found you guys, I know who you are, I'm going to send you a resume. Sorry, you lose. Or if they mailed something in, or if they showed up with a resume, you lose. You send in a one-page handwritten letter, and then you get to see these letters come in. You get to see their handwriting. You get to see what kind of creativity they have, because that leaves it open, right? And those who got it, got it.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then we'd always interview.
Is that what Sandra did? Is that how you got
I
her?
believe so.
Yeah, she was awesome.
He's just talking about, well, yeah, and
She was awesome.
we hired Chris that way.
Yeah.
We hired Carrie that way.
Yeah.
Carrie could barely speak English. She was like right from
And
China.
they were all long-lasting employees.
They last a long time.
Yeah,
But
they
here's the
moved
thing,
on, but-
I got to mention this too. Both of them during the interview, because what we would do is we'd go through all these, and we'd pick up 5 to 10 that we would interview, and then we'd interview them, and they're the ones who during the interview got up and pitched themselves and said, "You hire me, and you will not regret it." That's awesome. We knew right away. Bing. And Carrie said that in a very strong Chinese accent. She could barely speak English.
You want this retard?
She used to say, she couldn't say retouch. She actually said retard.
She
You
did.
found that out.
So I came in and I gave her some of my Access workflow work too. When she started out, she looked at me. She's like, "You want this retard?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You want this retard?"
And I'm laughing.
And I'm like sitting there because did she just call me that? And I look at him and he's like, "Do you want a retouch?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." I
she
want
had a hard
retouch."
time.
And you know what's funny though is by the time she left, her English was awesome.
She got good.
She got really good.
All right, what else
Yeah.
you got? Tech talk,
Tech talk.
batteries.
I've talked about this before, these little handy things here. And these are battery caddies. And you know what? I don't know where I got them, but if you just go to Google and you type in battery caddy, okay, you'll get a whole bunch of different companies. Just find the cheapest ones. But what I like about these is I've got one in green and I've got one in red, green being charged, because I put all my rechargeable batteries in here. With off-camera flash and everything, I've got like 50 batteries that I keep. And these ones hold 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 batteries. Okay, usually the flashes take 4 batteries, so there's 3 sets of batteries in here. Okay, and they're really handy because I have a lot of rechargeable batteries. I got 50, so I keep these in the pack. You pop them out when you need them, and when they're dead, I put them in the red because I have one that's red, and then I know they need to be charged. And they're very, very, very inexpensive, and you don't lose your batteries this way. 'Cause I find when you got batteries all over your camera bag and in pockets,
When that happens.
you don't want to have them. So I have one pocket dedicated to holding
You
these.
step out of the car,
My
and
camera
12 batteries go flying on the ground.
So that's tech talk. Let's finish off with what did
Print
we just
critique.
do? Print critique.
We
You know
did
what?
the first ever NoBS Photo Success print critique webinar, and
That
it
was awesome. I
It was a
enjoyed it.
great success.
You know, there's a lot of great. You know what? There's a lot of great images which enabled us to give pointers that I thought were very important and beneficial to photographers.
Yep.
You know, and we look forward to doing more of those. So again,
Yep.
send in your images to Mark DeRoche. He is the moderator of it. He is
By the way,
taking care of it.
This is for members only in OBS, so if you're watching this and
Too
you're
bad.
wondering what he's talking about,
Yeah, if you're not a member, don't send us. Don't send us.
join the forum.
Join the forum. And then
But you know, it's really popular. I think people loved it. The feedback we got was amazing. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. We may
Yeah.
even go every 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So send them into us, and
A lot of good information.
and I always think it's better to actually watch the webinar live when the images come up, because then you can actually ask the questions as it's up there.
And we do answer.
And the
all
thing
questions.
is what's nice about it is we actually will pull your image into Photoshop if we can and show you what we're talking about. Whereas if you're watching it pre-recorded, then you have to send us the image again and ask the questions.
I got ADHD. We're out of here.
Okay, we're out of here. See you later.
Oh no, music's coming. Here comes the music. See you guys. See you next time.
I can't sleep. I can't go on. What am I going to do? I need no BS photo success. I can't help it. It's just that I love it so much. So much. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cry. I know. I'll stop now. Sorry.